Sharon Thomason.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I have lost all of my social skills due to lockdown and shaved my head and started wearing exclusively onesies, so it's going great.
That's about 70% of the country right now, so if anything, you're part of the norm. It's the new normal, that's what they keep saying
For the
on the
first
television. I always get distracted because the new normal was also like this 2012 sitcom about a gay couple. And It's like, all right.
Back when that was
people are talking about that show again. Thank you very much for joining us today, Sarah. And our next guest is Irish comedian. He's always a blast when I meet him down at the Edinburgh Fringe. It is Chris O'Neill.
Hello, how are you? Are you well?
Hello. I'm very well, thank you, Chris. Energetic as usual, I believe.
Why not?
Our final guest, he's the creator of Comedy Virtually Live. I hope that's the right name for it. It is John Pearson.
Hello. Yeah, that's exactly the right name. Well done. You nailed that.
So glad. My 30 seconds of research has paid off. So glad. How are you, John?
I'm all right. I'm liking the fact that we've got very good... Everyone's got good shirts on apart from... And the onesie's amazing. I'm loving the fact we've all got dressed up for this. See, that's even better. Look at that. Perfect.
Oh! See, I don't have that.
It's not a unicorn pig thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but it's good. I like the we've got many colours going on, which is nice.
Yes, we're a very diverse show at What's in the Box. Exclusively booking white guests for today's episode, but
let's diversity at this point.
Let's brush that under the carpet and start with round one.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round one, as usual, is called What's in the Box. I have a pink and green box. It is my favourite box. I have used it for many an episode. But I'm going to go around our guests, and they are going to tell me what they think is in the box. They'll most likely be wrong, but then it's up for them to determine why their guess was the closest. So we're going to start with Seren here. Seren, what do you think is in the box?
I think the box contains some kind of dried carb product, possibly rice or pasta.
Ooh, specifics. I like that. Dried carb product. Chris O'Neill, what do you think I'm hiding in my box today?
I think you have a marble, which is a callback to your youth.
A single marble. A callback to what, did you say?
Your youth.
My youth. Oh.
When you were young.
Yes, no, I understand the concept of youth. It's just your microphone broke up during whilst you were saying that. I know what young is. I'm 32. Sorry. I'm still young, damn it. So Chris thinks a marble. Thinks a carbohydrate project. John, what do you think is in the box today?
I think it is a Allen key specifically for a Billy bookcase from IKEA.
We're very specific today, very specific. But what's in the box? Is it a marble? Is it a carbohydrate product? Or is it an Allen key specifically for an IKEA product? No, it is a Union Jack flag. I'm surprised I was able to fit it in the box. But yes, this was lying about. My parents sometimes go to the proms, and every year they pick up a couple of these flags, and I found like a bunch of 26 of them. So I've borrowed one for the box show. So tell you what, I'll put it behind me and pretend this is an LBC program. Just like, what is it with all the immigrants? Oh, I like this show. Everyone's white. So we'll go around the room now. Says, you said it was a carbohydrate product. Why is your guess the closest?
Well, I think that much like the carbohydrate products, the patriotism of the Union Jack is what's sustaining us through this lockdown, and therefore it's very much the pasta and rice of colonialism. I think that nothing says pasta and rice like a Union Jack.
I like that. The pasta and rice of colonialism. That might be the episode title. Chris O'Neill, your guess of a marble, therefore my youth. Please explain why you were the closest.
Well, of course, marbles have this sort of pattern in the middle, often swirly and girly and a bit odd. And that's a bit like the Union Jack in itself. And it refers to your youth because, I mean, in your youth, you probably had some respect for the United Kingdom, whereas, of course, you have none.
Nice. I like that. I like that as well. We've got some strong competition. John, why was your guess of an Allen key, specifically for an IKEA product, closest than the others?
Because what is more British than on a Saturday at midday putting together a bookcase and it failing terribly?
Oh, that is British. But then where are we picking up? Is IKEA still open?
They're
in
delivering.
The lockdown? Are they?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Bit by bit, just like you get a piece, like one of those magazines where you collect everything.
You have to build the van. You have to build the van and then send them the van, and then they send it back to you.
I like that a lot.
This round from 2 meters away.
Yeah.
So
put it all together. Hope you glue the dowels on, right, and then you throw it from 2 meters away, hoping that the dowels align, turning into some sort of Power Rangers fight. I like it. Now, round 1, I only give 3 points to one contestant, and for the sentence, the rise of colonialism alone, the points there go to Seren for that round. It is time for round 2.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Now, usually when I do this show live, I ask audience members to put things in a box. So there's items that I don't even know about. We can't do that at the moment unless, I broke the law. So I have asked our guests to compile their own objects in their own box. And what they're going to do is assign an object to another player, and they are going to improvise a story about why this object means so much to them in a game I call Sentimental Value. So harking back from your childhood and stuff like that. It's basically a bullshitting game. So, and the most convincing one wins the points. That's how that works. First up is going to be John, which means your item is going to be from Seren. So Seren, what's the item from your box that you are reuniting with John?
I am so happy to be able to do this because I didn't even know what John was going to say today, but I know it's something that's very close to his heart. I actually have in my box the Allen key of the Billy bookcase.
Amazing.
Because I know that when John was a boy, all he wanted to do was make furniture, but he just didn't have the carpentry skills.
Okay.
His fingers were bleeding every day from the hammer hits, whatever you do with a hammer. He tried to learn how to cut his own wood and lathe it and make beautiful bespoke bookcases. And then he discovered IKEA, and he broke down in tears on the shop floor when he discovered that there was a thing called an Allen key and a thing called a Billy bookcase, and those things could live together in perfect harmony.
Very good acting there, Seren. Next up, John, you are reuniting Chris with an item from his childhood, but please explain what the item is, and why it's so special to Chris.
My item is this strange bunny child lamp that I believe Chris used to have at his bedside as a child next to his marbles. Which he used to like to keep, so it keeps him. It's like a nightlight for him, and it kept him safe at night whilst he was sleeping there on his own in a very small bed in a tiny little house with 15 other people living there, whilst they couldn't have potatoes.
Okay, I'll get the British flag out if we're going to do stereotypes. Fantastic. And finally, Chris, you're reuniting Seren with an object from their past. What is the item, and please tell us why it means so much to them.
This item is a lemon squeezer.
Good.
Juicer. And it is back to the analogy that Seren's parents always told her about if you get lemons, you should make lemonade, which of course is total nonsense, because in the absence of sugar, water, and something to boil, you cannot make lemonade. And this device brings back to Seren the bitter and futile advice given to her by her parents many times, which turned out to be entirely without worth.
Okay.
That's actually so appropriate, because my parents used to misgender me as well.
Right there. I've got points to give away because of the sheer serendipity of having the Allen key. It's another 3 points to Seren. Chris, I'm giving you 2 points because the whole lemons and lemonade. That's fine. I think that's more harkened to your childhood. And for the sheer racism alone, John gets 1 point. Fantastic. Racism pays off, kids. Remember that. It's time for round three.
Xenophobia, technically.
Xenophobia, yes.
Show.
Are you one of those people like, oh, Islam's not a race? It is time for round
The Derby
three.
is a race.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round three is called the music round. People who watch What's in the Box know that I like collecting compilation CDs, and today's is Now That's What I Call Christmas. This has inspired me to create a brand new game called Noel or Foel. Now That's What I Call Christmas was a compilation set that was released in 2006. It includes 3 CDs with 60 tracks, 60 festive tracks. Some of these I've never heard of before, and that inspired me to write a list of tracks that are either on that compilation or completely made up by me. Right. We are going to start with Chris on this round. Chris, pick a number between 1 and 9. We'll make this fair.
7.
7.
7.
7's fine. Chris, is the song The Smurfs Smurfin' Good Christmas on Now That's What I Call Christmas?
No.
You are correct, Chris. You saw through my ruse. That's not even an actual song. So that is a point for Chris. Next up, Seren. Pick a number between 1 and 7.
6.
6. Right. This is David Essex, Santa Buddy.
Oh God, I hope not.
Santa Buddy, of course, is the straight version of when a man sings Santa Baby. They change all the words because you can't be gay for Santa, can you? That's against the rules. But did David Essex ever release Santa Buddy, and is it on this compilation CD?
I'm going to say Foel. That's not on there.
Correct. That is not a song that's on there. Michael Bublé was the person who sang Santa Buddy, and it wasn't until, I think, as late as 2012. You know, when he comes out of his sarcophagus once a year to sing some Christmas songs. But yeah, can't be gay for Santa. That's what we've learned. John, a number between 1 and 9.
3.
3. This is Adam Faith, Lonely Pup, parenthesis, in a Christmas shop.
I'm going to say Noel.
You think that's a genuine Christmas song and
Yeah,
nothing like that I made up in a fever
if,
dream?
If it isn't, I hope it is.
John, it is a Christmas song, and it's on Now That's What I Call Christmas. So, very well done there. We are back to Chris. Chris, a number between 1 and 9.
1.
1. Belinda Carlisle, Festive Medley.
Worryingly, probably. True.
You think that's Noel, you think that's real. Sadly, Chris, that was made up. But it was based on Donna Summer, Winter Melody.
Oh.
So, you know, there was some truth behind it, but sadly, Belinda Carlisle never released a medley of Christmas songs like Jive Bunny or anything like that. Back to Seren, a number between 1 and 9, please.
2.
2. Cliff Richard, Little Town. Not Oh Little Town of Bethlehem, just a song called Little Town.
Well, Little Town was a song in Beauty and the Beast, so I'm going to say Foel.
Okay, Little Town was a song, you know, when Belle's going around insulting all her neighbours. It's a classic opening to a Disney. Sadly, that is Cliff Richard. That is a Christmas song on Now That's What I Call Christmas. And it is actually Oh Little Town of Bethlehem, but the record company wanted to release it as a single, and they thought a title with Bethlehem in the title wouldn't sell. And didn't matter anyway, because it didn't sell. So sadly, that is no point there. Back to John, a number between 1 and 9.
8.
8. Number 8 is K-Star. Everybody's waiting for the man with the bag.
Definitely Noel.
That is Noel. That is a Christmas song. You're very good at this, John. Chris, a number between 1 and 9. This is the final round.
2.
2. Have we had 2? Yes, we have. That was Cliff Richard.
The next one we haven't had.
What's that? 4. Okay, 4 is Bare Naked Ladies with their cover of Do They Know It's Christmas?
Oh, please be real.
Is that song on Now That's What I Call Christmas?
Do they know
Bare
it's
Naked
Christmas?
Ladies, Canadian band. They sang One Week and a
Do they
whole
know
bunch of
Christmas
other
is
hits.
a real song. Worried. No, it's a fake, faux.
You get the point, Chris, because it's not on Now That's What I Call Christmas, but Bare Naked Ladies did cover Do They Know It's Christmas
Amazing.
on one of their Christmas albums. I think they might have only had one. It's bloody good. They released a kids album as well. Like their motif was to release a kids album of kids songs, but adults could also listen to. It's surprisingly good. I like Bare Naked Ladies. Seren, number between 1 and 9.
That's reassuring.
Oh, have we had 5 yet?
We've not had 5. Now
Right,
then, this one is All I Want for Christmas by Samantha Mumba. Could Now That's What I Call Christmas not afford the copyright for the Mariah Carey version and plug for Samantha Mumba, or is that something I've just made up?
Noel. I think it's real.
It is real, and it is on the CD instead of the Mariah Carey version. I've got no idea why Now That's What I Call Music couldn't cover the charges of Mariah Carey, but they've got the Samantha Mumba version. The other weird thing is CD 1, track 2 is Band-Aid, Do They Know It's Christmas, 1984 version, but track 21 is Band-Aid 20, Do They Know It's Christmas? Now, they've got 3 CDs. They could put a different cover on each of the, but they decided to put both of them on disc 1. I'll never forgive them. John, the final one is number 9.
Number 9, excellent.
Big D, Irwin, and Little Eva, Swinging on a Star.
I'm going to say Foel.
That is real, and that is That's What I Call Christmas. I'm so sorry, John. But that's the end of the round. That was Foel or Noel. If you're watching ITV, pick me up for a series. It's time for round 4.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 4 is called Problem Solving. What's going to happen here is, John, you're going to get an item out of your box for Chris to use. Chris, an item out of your box for Seren to use. And Seren, an item out of your box for John to use. Prepare your items now. Just before, I was asking the audience for problems to solve, and you're going to solve these problems now. Chris, you're going to use the item that's assigned for you by John. Seren, Chris's item. John, Seren's item. So first up is going to be Seren, right? Which means your item is, John?
A snorkel set.
A snorkel set, a full-on set. Where did you get that, John?
I bought it on holiday, I think. Would you know when we were allowed to go away?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the sea. I forgot what the sea
Do
looked
you know when
like.
we were allowed to travel? I bought one then.
So, Seren, using your scuba set. Okay, and should I have sweet chili infused chicken or Domino's garlic and herb dip infused chicken for tea tonight? That's your problem. That's the first problem that's come in. The rest of the audience, do keep bringing in your problems. We're going to solve them. So, Seren, can you solve David's problem of whether he should have chili infused chicken or Domino's garlic and herb dipped infused chicken for tea tonight using the scuba mask? Seren, it's your time to shine.
Well, obviously, to infuse chicken with flavors, you need to marinate the chicken for quite some time. So, to check that that's happening properly, you're going to need your scuba mask, so your snorkel mask, so that you can really dip into the bowl, have a good look around whether it's infusing properly. So that's how you'd use that. You could also aerate it by blowing air into it with the snorkel itself. You should definitely have the sweet chili infused chicken, regardless of the snorkel, because Domino's garlic and herd, that's like an entire bunch of sheep in there as well. And the snorkel gear and the chicken, which we hope is dead at this point, but who knows, there's an entire herd in there. I'd go for the sweet chili just for safety and social distancing reasons.
Sure. Yeah, that was a very nice. I'm looking forward to your cooking show. That when's that starting, Seren? Cooking with objects.
I don't know what is time anymore.
What is time? That
What
is
is
one
time?
of the catchphrases.
What a great pun that would be. What is time?
Beautiful. Next up is Chris. Your object will be provided by Seren. So, Seren, what is the object that you've chosen for Chris to use to solve the next problem?
I have chosen a very snazzy leopard print hot water bottle in cover.
Okay. So, Chris, your problem that you're going to solve with this leopard
What's my
print hot
problem?
water bottle cover is I'm being attacked by 100 duck-sized horses. Chris, please solve this problem using the leopard hot water bottle.
The solution is obvious, really. First of all, you've got the wonderful pattern of leopard, which will in itself scare the duck-sized horses. And in addition, you've got the potential to freeze water inside the incorrectly named hot water bottle. And having fun and solid, you can kill the duck-sized horses. Simple.
Excellent reasoning, I will say. So you're up for killing the duck-sized horses rather than preserving this very rare animal.
There are 100 of them. They seem to need killing.
100 of them.
They're
Right.
really like the proverbial duck-sized horse.
Our next problem is going to be solved by John, which means it's going to be used an item from Chris's box. Chris, what is the item you are bestowing to John?
An ice cream scoop, plastic and very blunt.
Chris, is your box just your cutlery drawer?
Correct.
Was anyone else worried with the way he brought it up from like around his waist area?
When he did it with the lemon squeezer as well, that was the worst thing. It was like a butt plug.
I was so happy with the lemon squeezer, honestly.
I'd like to see a phallic object from Chris's nether regions, please.
Oh, he's touching them.
Oh no!
Wait, that is coincidentally the sound of a duck-sized horse.
Yeah.
So that was very good there. John, the problem that you are solving with an ice cream scoop is I've got water coming in through my wellies.
Well, that's dead easy then, isn't it? Because what you're going to do is you're now going to scoop. You're going to scoop soil with your ice cream scoop and shove them into your wellies to make that water that's going to come in. It's going to cake the mud on the inside, create a barrier. You'll have muddy feet, but you will not have wet feet because you've scooped all the soil out from a nearby ditch, for instance, and put it inside your wellies to fill the hole.
Very good problem solving, everyone. Oh, right. It's time for points. John, I think it was just fate that you got a very easy one there. That's 3 points. Seren, I'm giving you 2. And Chris, I'm also giving you 2. It is time for round 5.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Round 5 is called the quick fire round. This is when I get my guests to read out a bunch of items from their specialist subject, and they have to do it to the general beat of We Didn't Start the Fire by Billy Joel. If they repeat themselves or laugh or say anything that's not part of the specialist subject, any word at all, I stop counting. And obviously the person who gets to sing the most items from their specialist subject means they get the most points. It is that simple. The leader always goes first to give the other two time to prepare. And winning at the moment is Seren Thomason with, that's quite a few amount of points. I'm not going to reveal it though. Seren, what is your specialist subject?
Representing the spoken word community, my specialist subject is obscure poetry forms.
Okay, so singing different types of poetry forms to the tune of We Didn't Start the Fire, here is Seren Thomason.
Limerick, triolet, madrigal and roundelay, haiku, sonnet, hero, clawback, macatena, rondo, sestina, villanelle, teterima, tetanel, bretonlay, imperial, gazel, tramboto, blackout poem, bob, blitz, and ryu, dodo, itsu, interlocking, ruby, I don't know how they write like that. Epitaph.
That is, we have to stop there because you said the phrase "don't know how they write like that." I know it's good and rhymes and everything, but plenty of things must rhyme with Rubaiyat.
What poetry forms?
Say in the comments below what rhymes with Rubaiyat. What poetry form rhymes with that?
I couldn't make one up. I'd never have known.
Next up, Chris and John are at the moment in joint second place. So who would like to go first?
I could go last if you want. Chris, do you want to go first?
Excellent. Chris, what is your specialist subject?
There is only one possible specialist subject: kitchenware in general.
So Chris is about to name all 5 objects that he brought into the front room with him to the tune of "We Didn't Start the Fire."
Whisks, bowls, chicken scoops.
What was that last one? Chicken
no, I don't
scoop.
know. I'll give up.
Well then, at the chicken scoop.
I couldn't even remember the two I
Don't
was
get it
looking
out.
at.
just pick up the items that you've already got. Well, that was a valiant effort. Let's just say that. Valiant effort indeed. Next up is John Pearson.
No,
John.
sorry.
John, what is your specialist subject?
I'm now a comedian, but I used to work in IT. I've gone with a special subject of IT-related items and things.
To the beat of "We Didn't Start the Fire," here is John Pearson singing IT-related things.
Excel spreadsheet, Bluetooth mouse, client router, recycle bin, PowerPoint, Alexa, RJ45, fiber optic pen drive, solid state, hard drive, firewire, USB, pivot table. OK Google MAC address, hey Siri IP address, Windows OS IMS, Linux for the rest. Frontside bus defrag, Windows updates restart,
John.
antivirus blue screen, backup fail, goodbye.
John, you said "for the rest" at one point, and I don't think that's any IT term that I've come across.
There is a
Very
rest.
well done.
There is a rest.
Yeah, but "for the"
I said wrist rest.
wrist rest. Oh, wrist. Okay. Let's have a look at that again.
For the rest.
That's very, very well prepared songs, guys, and Chris is also here. It is time for me to tally up the scores. So, before we get to the scores, John, you were given this acceptable for your problem solving of the ice cream soup and the wellies, and I don't know which one that this wow was about. It could have been either poetry or IT or Chris's 3 kitchen objects that he could name. It's time.
3 kitchen objects. I hope someone's expectations were just so low that 3. Wow, look, he's named 3 kitchen objects.
I will say, Chris, Chris's
What
third place.
not a kitchen object?
I think I can do 5 now.
Go on, you might get extra point.
Spoon, tea towel.
Tea towel isn't cutlery.
No.
It's a kitchen object, though.
Then again, a chicken scoop isn't cutlery, and I counted that. In third place, it is with 8 points, which isn't the worst score we've had on What's in the Box. It's not the worst. It is Chris O'Neill. Well done, Chris.
Excellent.
Chris, whilst you're here, is there anything you'd like to plug? You'd like the audience to check out later during lockdown?
No.
Beautiful. Beautiful, precise answer. I like that. In second place with 22 points, it is John Pearson. Very good, John.
I'll take it second place.
Excellent. Is there anything you'd like to plug whilst we've got you here?
Yeah, I've got 2 things I want to plug. I do a virtual gig every Sunday at 7:30 on YouTube. It's called Comedy Virtually Live. At 7:30, it's free, but with donations. And I also do a show called the Feel Good Friday Show at 7 p.m. on every Friday, because it's called Feel Good Friday Show. And that's me, where I do good news. So you can send me stuff in and I will send it back to you. That's how it works.
And we could all use a bit of good news. That was John Pearson. But the leaderboard today is Sarah Thomason with 30 points. 3-0. Well done, Sarah. Is there anything that you would like to plug whilst we're here?
Yes, I would like to plug. If you want to take your mind off the current crisis and the corona, this is not the product for you. Is a book called Coronaverses that I have a couple of poems in, which has been amazingly quickly put together because we're all bored in lockdown, by Janine Booth. So if you go to janinebooth.com, you can get a copy of that. That would be cool.
Excellent. For a second, I thought you said you were in lockdown by Janine Booth, like she was keeping you hostage, and like you've been doing this for months before anyone else.
In the underground station, I can't get out. Please help! Please help!
Blink twice if you're okay. Our guests again today were Seren Thomason, John Pearson, and Chris O'Neill. If you would like to help out the show yourself, you certainly can do. If you follow us on Twitter at What's in the Books, that's What's in the Box without the vowels, or do a contribution to paypal.me/frizzfrizzle. We've all got our gigs just cancelled, our incomes are cut short, and what I've done, right, is I keep asking 3 people every day to do all the work for me and then beg for money at the end. It's a flawless plan. One more time. Seren Thomason, John Pearson, Chris O'Neill, I've been Frizz Frizzle. Now can everyone wave at the screen for 23 seconds as the credits roll?